So this organization, SEWA, what is this actually about mainly?
So SEWA is an organization that focuses on three things. Promotes volunteerism in the community, helps humanity in distress, and service in local communities.
Yeah, and when did this start?
In the US, actually Dallas chapter, so there are multiple chapters in the US, but the Dallas chapter, which is where we are, it started in about 2009. And we have been active, volunteering in our local communities since 2009.
So the main objectives regarding the students coming in here, what is the main, what we're trying to do?
With the students who are, so the community that we are serving right now in this location is the Bhutanese refugee community. And our goal with them is, these are high school kids. And the most difficult portion for them is English language and sometimes mathematics. So we're trying to help them so that they get their proficiency levels up in English and that they're able to catch up to the material that's taught to them in their schools. So we're not running a parallel school, we're running actually more like a tutorial service for them. And second part we do with them is people, high school children who are willing to go take the next step to college, we're supporting them with SAT training.
How many kids come every week, or how many kids have we gone through this program before?
Right. So the typical class sizes in the past have been something between 8 to 10 kids, but has gone up to 20 or so at different times over the last 4 or 5 years. So it depends, and it has depended on which location we choose, because the children have difficulty in transportation, and also with the parents working, and with them having to stay back at home, etc. So.
So this morning we'll be working with an organization called SEWA, which primarily will be assisting Bhutanese refugees who came to the United States. Many don't know very good English, so we start with the foundations by setting up a good education for them. With the younger kids, we work with English, math, and primarily assist in their regular schoolwork. And then with the older kids who eventually want to apply for citizen, we teach them a little bit about the United States, the Bill of Rights, and assist them in passing the citizenship test. So we're really looking forward to what the outcome will be, and it just seems like a great opportunity to help someone.
So this is my first time coming here. I don't really know much about this organization except that they help Bhutanese and Nepali refugees and they tutor them. From what I think, I don't know how much material they'll know concerning the SATs or ACTs or applying to college in the United States. But having gone through the process myself, I expect to know enough knowledge to help them through the process while giving them enough helpful material through education or any other aspects that they need help in.
Average day of volunteering up here, normally we have about 15 to 20 kids who come, and I've been doing this for 4 years now, and we've had all these kids graduate high school, and 3 of them have actually gotten the Gates Millennium Scholarship. Most of our students go to UTD, a few have gone to UTA, and I think so far that's the main schools that we go to around here. These kids usually, when we start off, they range the SAT scores around the 1500s, and we get it higher to the 2000. And our goal is to just make sure they're ready for college and they're able to be successful later on. Hey Andre, what do we have for the syllabus for next week?
Well, for next week, in terms of math, we teach 7th to 7th graders to the seniors. So for the 7th to 9th grade groups, we'll be teaching Algebra 1 and we'll be going over parallel and perpendicular lines. For Algebra 2 students, we'll be going over conics. For the geometry students, we'll be going over trig identities inside triangles. And for the pre-cal students, we'll be going over limits with simplification. While the calculus students will be reviewing solids of revolution, including the washer and shell methods. Right now, we're just doing the syllabus for next week. So, in terms of English, we'll be going over identifying sentence errors with the 7th to 9th grade students, using precise language for the 10th to 11th grade students, and reviewing SAT and ACT essay writings for both groups. Identifying sentence errors, question number 1. The students have discovered that they can address issues more effectively through letter writing campaigns and not through public demonstrations. Does anyone know where the correct error is? Alright, then we'll review it. The students have discovered, A is correct, since students is plural, so have matches it. That they can address, since it's still plural, they are, so they is plural when comparing to the students. Can address issues more effectively through matches it, so that is not the error. Through letter writing campaigns and not through public demonstrations. And not is where the error occurs, since they're comparing two direct objects and theirs more efficiently. It should be through letter writing campaigns than through public demonstrations.
So, when you started, what were your thoughts on this? What did you expect when you came into this?
When I come into this country, what I first realized was the English that I learned back in my country and in here that I was learning in high school was totally different. In grammar, I never thought that the grammar would be different. Even though we learned some alphabets and some sentence making structures back in my country, here was totally different. Through the SAT class, I learned grammars, vocabularies, and then advanced mathematics, as well as some preparation for the SAT class.
Yeah, specific to SAT and ACT, was this practice helpful, or what were you, was there anything specific section that you were having trouble with and you got help?
Yeah, it really was. Like, on the mathematics sections, like, I was kind of a little bit good, but the SAT classes taught us the procedure to do the SAT test, and then the SAT class also provided us the guidelines for the reading sections and then vocabulary sections.
When I first started, I had no idea what to expect. But when I first came in, there were several students and I didn't know if I was going to be able to teach them. Luckily for me, there were a lot of senior volunteers helping me out and getting me ready for this. After a while, I got accustomed to it and I was more experienced, and so I was able to do a pretty good job, at least I like to think so. And a lot of kids we have here, they have a lot of potential. Unlike some kids in our class, like Anthony, they don't need to be taught the same thing multiple times. And even with that, they started off at not a high level, but they came up to a pretty high, like on level or even honors and AP level classes by the end of their high school career.
So after my first day volunteering here, it turns out much of these students are very more academically advanced than I expected. They're doing very well in all their classes. They're challenging themselves while taking honors and AP courses as well in school. We went over a lot of topics today. The only problems they had was a few minor problems in math and science topics that we touched up on. Overall, the main problem they encountered was essays in terms of regarding the SAT and the structure of the SAT. They had a hard time adjusting to it, so I was just glad I was here to help and give them a few pointers and tips on it.
So we just finished up volunteering today, and it was definitely a rewarding experience. I primarily assisted in helping students for their citizenship test by teaching the Bill of Rights and just a little background about the United States, and by making these posters to help them learn different words in English. And it's definitely been a rewarding experience, and these kids are eager to learn, which makes you feel great and makes you want to feel like you want to be here. And I definitely want to continue continue to volunteer with this organization in the future, even after I'm done with this project. And Ms. Sarter, you have definitely changed my life.